Welcome to a new video. Today we're talking all Mayor's Pass, and as you know, the Farm Life Mayor's Pass is ending. So the big question is, what's next? What's that next Mayor's Pass season? I'm going to be answering that question for you. Now, there are competing rumors out there. One rumor that I put out there was maybe it's going to be an Animal Kingdom event. And I say this because I have a feeling, it hasn't been really proven over time, but I have a theory that SimCity Build It hints to updates by making event tracks that are hinting to future Mayor's Pass seasons. For example, the last event track that we had was the Animal Pastures event, and of course that emphasized animals, so maybe that was a hint to what was going to come in the Mayor's Pass. That's just how I think developers may think. So if we get something like that, we would see, of course, animal farms, we would see zoos, it would sound really cool, right, to see animals all over our cities. Maybe we'd see dog parks. It would look pretty cool. I don't know if this is true. This is something that I think is too wishful for me to expect. I think it's too good to be true. I don't think something like this would happen. I don't know if SimCity Build It could pull it off, honestly. I have doubts about my own theory as well. So there are other rumors, and I'm going to address those as well, because one of these rumors has to be right. I mean, just thinking of all the ideas that SimCity Build It is going to have for the next Mayor's Pass season, we got to talk about this. There's still a limited option, so they can't do too much. One of my commenters said that it's going to be a rustic-style living event. They said there was a spoiler released. I can't verify that information. Someone could have just said that. But at the same time, that's an interesting question. Maybe it will be rustic. Maybe it will be the Wild West theme. I'm thinking a Wild West theme. I know something like that seems a little bit too good to be true, but that's something that I think is a theme that would fit well with the game. Maybe incorporate saloons, Wild West buildings, ranches. Matter of fact, the game itself, already in the specializations categories, the parks categories, has a lot of rustic Western buildings, so a new Mayor's Pass adding a bunch of new Western buildings would go great. It would make your city look like the Wild West, so that's just another idea. Really, I think if they had that, it would be really cool to have combine the farm and the Wild West. Your cities can really start looking like the old Wild West in the United States. I think it would look amazing. Now, there are other rumors as well. Some other rumors are, of course, it's summer, and you would think, okay, maybe it's going to be a summer event. Maybe it's going to be beaches. Beaches is a common theme. Past summers, they've had beach events. So why not? Why not make a summer theme? It makes perfect sense. However, I think it's just a little too cliche, to be honest. It's something that I think it makes too much sense, to the point where SimCity Build It, I think, is going to try a little harder to be a little more creative. It's kind of dull to have a beach event. I think they got to really try to think outside of the box, and I think that's what they're going to do. So I don't think we're going to see something that cliche as a quote unquote summer event. But it would be interesting to see. Now, one other rumor that is going on is that there's going to be a Farm Life 2. Now, to be honest with you, if you've been following SimCity Build It on Twitter, you've been on social media, maybe on the Reddit community, maybe just on the YouTube comment section itself, you're seeing that, well, a lot of the community put hate on this farm event. Oh, some people loved it, but to be honest, there are people that are not liking this event, and I understand why. I understand there's a lot of changes that this game needs to have, and they try to cover up those changes by introducing farms. Now, no doubt about it, let's clarify this fact. The farm event is one of the most influential Mayor's Pass events we've ever seen. Just because it introduces the concept of rural SimCity. It's supposed to be SimCity, and you think of an urban environment. This is allowing people to build farmland, rural buildings, and I think it's going to lead to a revolution in design challenges, in landscapes, because we're going to see more rural designs in design challenges. We're going to see a more rural theme in the game as farms come along. So they facilitate a major change in how we design our cities by introducing the farm event. Now, a lot of people are taking hate on it, and to be honest, I think it was an essential Mayor's Pass. But again, they can overdo it. SimCity Build It has had this tendency to overdo it. I've talked about it in my past videos. Let's take a few months ago when we had every week was Japan, when they had those Japan Mayor's Pass, and they overdid it, and it just got old. So SimCity Build It does have a tendency to have a great idea, have a great event, but then overuse it to the point where we get tired of it. So I do not want to see another farm event. However, I fear there might be one. There might be a farm event too, where we see just more farm buildings, more farm buildings. It seems like we can't get enough. And considering, if you look at their limited time farm store, which they released from the farm update, is still going in business, it would kind of make sense to have new farm buildings pairing up with that update when you consider that the new farm building is probably going to end operation right around the same time, or at least a little after the new Mayor's Pass is going to end. So that would be very convenient timing for both of them. It fits, it aligns. A new farm event is actually a really good chance that there will be that. If there is, I think they're overdoing this update. It would be tremendously bad if we saw another farm update, and I think the community would really just get mad with the developers. They're already getting angry, and there needs to be real fixes and real changes, and I have a feeling they're going to overdo this. There's really another idea as well. One more idea. There's many ideas. If you have another idea of what the next Mayor's Pass is, please comment or reply if you're watching this on Twitter. I appreciate your opinion as well. I'm not here to talk. I want to alone. I want to hear what you have to say. So another idea is cultures, and I just go to this just because it's a common theme. This is what SimCity Build It does. You look at Japan, you look at Paris, you look at Finland. These are events, in the past few months, they have made these events, and it's common to have a culture. It introduces nice buildings. It's a safe theme. It's not always the best, but it's less risky. You usually get some decent buildings, and I honestly don't, they're not the best Mayor's Passes, but to be honest with you, they have some decent stuff. So they could return to that theme. I wouldn't be surprised. Maybe we'll see something like a Mexico season, like a London season. There are like maybe China. There's a lot of cultures that they've left out in that cultural Mayor's Pass seasons. So it would be interesting to see if they add something like that, a new cultural Mayor's Pass. So all these are interesting, but let's get to the main point. The farm life is over, and let's just get a recap of this season, which for a lot of people was, well, not so pleasant. As I said, a lot of people had hate on this season. I mean, you could see the chicken. Farm life. I mean, it's like ridiculous. SimCity Build It is not, it's supposed to be SimCity, and I think a farm is opposite from a city. It's now Sim Farm, boy. It's Sim Farm, and we go, and we build our farms, and we go build them deep, and we go build them far, because we build our farms in SimCity. Yeah, and it costs so much money to build those farms as well, because you gotta buy premium Mayor's Pass. But we still do it, and we sell our grain for high prices. Now, old farmhouse, 30% boost. To be honest with you, that just looks like a house. There's nothing that screams farm about that. So a lot of cases that looked like a residential, and it's a specialization in premium pass. So yeah, there could be some criticism of that. The rustic windmill, a 25% boost. First off, what would be cool about that is that if we could use that for power, if we could use that for wind power. But unfortunately we can't, and it's just really decoration. Although it does really give that farm feel. I admit that it looks beautiful. Of course, these really typical rewards. Of course, as you see always, there's not really much rewards in the regular pass. A lot of these are in premium. A lot of them gouging your money, and this is annoying a lot of people. Of course, I understand that the game is trying to make money. But, it's okay. They could try to make money, but let's have better updates. Let's fix some things in this game. Now, a backyard farm, it's not really big. It's not really big. I mean, a 40% boost, 26 by 26 area, that's a big boost. It doesn't really look that farmy, though, to be honest with you. I don't know how. I like those red barns. I think those can be pretty good as well. And then they give us, apple trees again. So, really just recapping it, what were your opinions on the farm event? It was interesting. But it was interesting to introduce this farm concept. I liked it. But let's just hope that they don't overdo it. Because another farm event, how many farm buildings can you have? They are so obsessed with farms. Literally, the developers at SimCity Build It, they're obviously obsessed with farms. Look at this, a pig pen. Now, remember what I said about the animal concept, okay? They add this pig pen, they add the animal picture. They're adding more animals into the games, and you can see these animals in the specializations. So just want to point that out, that might give more credibility to my Animal Kingdom theory of the next Mayor's Pass. Of course, the pig pen was 45% boost, a very good specialization. I honestly thought it was pretty good. It goes good with a farm. I like those little pigs. And then you get a Poultry Haven, again with chicken. I think a 40% boost, as I said, more animals. Do you see the theme that the next Mayor's Pass might be Animal Kingdom when you consider all of these animal specializations? And of course, there's others that they already had in the game, like the sheep farm, and as I said before, the animal pastures. Really, they gave us a lot of stuff that was in the Premium Pass. Kind of glad this event is over, to be honest with you. Ends in a couple days. I recorded this a long time ago, so that does not end in 16 days. A goat park. Do you see the theme? This is what I'm telling you, and I just want to prove my point. And 60% boost was amazing boost. If you got that, congratulations. Actually, not congratulations, because you had to pay $5 out of your pocket, waste of money. But still, 60% boost with goats now. So you got goats, you got chickens, you got pigs. Do you see the Animal Kingdom idea? Maybe my idea has some credibility. Maybe that's what SimCity Build It is going to bring us. Maybe we'll have a zoological event. I don't know, because I try to find hints in SimCity Build It's previous actions that maybe are hinting to something that they're going to do in the future. And a common theme to me not only seems to be farm life, but I think there's got to be a little difference. Maybe animal life instead of exclusively farm life. For example, cow fields. Look, they've had every type of animal almost. Cows, goats, sheep, chickens, pigs, and of course they have the animal pastures. By the way, though, the cow fields are really good. I like the cows. I like the barn. I like all these farms. And then they have the stables for horses. I like all these farms, and I know a lot of people are critical of them, but I like the chance to build a rural SimCity Build It. I like the chance to build a non-urban SimCity Build It. But anyways, as I said, there's a lot of credibility for my Animal Kingdom event theory, but there's not much left to talk about, as the game needs to make this update and make it quick, because I need something to react to. So, in the meantime, follow me on Twitter. You can check the link in the description. I'm going to be talking about SimCity Build It through my Twitter, and it's going to be, I'm going to have some interesting conversations, so please join me there, and I will see you when that new Mayor's Pass is released.